Hello and welcome to this video. I'm going to be talking about 10 different approaches to practice, and this would be relevant for any different instrument, any different style of music, but I'm focusing it here on Indian classical music adapted to the guitar because this was originally put together for the members of the Indian Classical Guitar Academy. And what I'm doing here is just summarizing a few little bits and pieces. I'm just giving you some highlights really of the more in-depth video that was for the Academy members. And you can see on screen now the 10 different areas of practice that I'm focusing on here. It's very important to have a few different ways to approach practice because you will get really stuck if you only go at it in the same way. You really need to look at it in a more rounded way and try different approaches, and that's the only way that you'll really get a complete skill set. And the mentality is really important as well, focusing on things with a different goal in mind, for example. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I don't talk about every single one of the 10 points here because some of them were a bit more long-winded and needed a bit more time, or weren't quite the right thing for a YouTube video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this more kind of highlighted version of 10 approaches to practice. If you really want to see the whole version and all of the different guitar courses that I've made, you can become a member of the Indian Classical Guitar Academy, and there's also a play lead guitar program which is more for a universal approach to lead guitar rather than Indian music as a specialization. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So number one, the most obvious way to practice, and something that I've been through in a lot of the different courses, in every course there are exercises, and it could be scale exercises or raag exercises where you're looking at the particular ascending and descending order and running patterns through that structure. So exercises are probably the most foundational and efficient way to develop skill. There's lots of other skills that you need to also develop, but exercises are probably the most targeted thing that you can do. So scale exercises like I've just decided we're going to play raag Kafi Dorian scale. So just running things up and down that scale as if you're playing the same pattern, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So just methodically going through those things, but then eventually this is actually just fuel for improvisation. So when you become fluid with that pattern, then you're just moving it around and so I'm just playing those types of patterns, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a slight permutation on the fours. 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? It's similar, but sani dani instead of dani sani. So again, with exercises, you can never really run out of stuff that you can do with them, because I'm always teaching you guys these. I'm always teaching them with my one-to-one students, and I'm going over them again in a new video because I'm doing it in a new raag. I'm doing the same stuff over and over again for years and years and years, but I'm also just slightly changing it and just refreshing it, and then I'll do different permutations. So if you play a pattern, you play an exercise, you think, right, yeah, I've got that. Try coming back to it again and see, right, actually, can I twist it a bit differently? Can I play it at different speeds? Can I vary the note choice? Can I make bigger jumps keeping the pattern, but instead of when I give it to you as an exercise, it's going to be fairly linear, but can you jump? Can you jump around with that? How fluid are you with that pattern? Okay, so isolated techniques, right? So just all of the common things like bends, so I could just play with bends forever. I could play with speed of the bend, like really slow and listening to it as it goes up to sa. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I've done, you know, just spend time with that. So if you see me playing something and I'm going like, combining, you know, hammer on, pull off, slide, bend, all that kind of stuff, I can do that fluidly and sort of have a controlled sense while I'm doing it, because I've taken time with each ornamentation. But if you do take time to actually focus on, for example, picking but with the chukari strings, like, these are things which I spent a lot of time. I haven't done it so much recently because you go through different phases, like I said, but a lot of time working on jaw technique, like so that to me, I feel a bit weak with that right now because I haven't practiced that in a while. That real pure jaw, but that's more jala. That's jala actually. And just simply try to notice where the first beat is, and just try to land strongly on that first beat. So you could just be improvising around. And if you can come back to sa, that's fantastic. Sa or raag kafi, maybe a pa, or if you can, the next thing would maybe land on a key note. So improvising like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Just, you can think of Tintao as just like 2 groups of 8, if that helps. And just try to accent that first beat of the cycle and just be aware of that. See, I don't really do that anymore. I don't do that much anymore. I used to do that more. So that's just completely wild, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm even trying to not do what I usually do. Right, just try and do something different. I mean, I've still kind of got a bit of a drone going just because of this guitar being tuned like that, but just see what happens. So you just, when you do that, you make loads of mistakes as well, because you're not trying to do something reliable that you've done before. You're literally trying to do the opposite. But I think that's really valuable, I think, and it's very freeing, and it can also be more fun if you've got pedals, if you can put on a distortion or a wah pedal or put on a delay pedal. Just have fun, you know, just try something completely different. I mean, I quite like doing that kind of thing where I'm going to try and just be sort of like atonal, and it's actually really hard to do that, but to pull it off. So things like... So I'm actually still using kind of patterns that I'm used to, but I'm like trying to just shift things up a fret. Yeah, and maybe somehow land on my feet at the end. So I don't do that very often these days, but there's a certain kind of like, you know, you're kind of like trying to juggle chaos. You like throw a bit of chaos in. And just see if you can sort of ride that wave of pure spontaneity. You know, maybe just a bit of that sometimes, and then if that feeds... I mean, you might hate doing that. A lot of people might just not be interested in doing that at all. But for some people, that will be like pure liberation. And then if you can channel some of that spontaneity and that energy, that playfulness into your other focused improvisation, then maybe that will be a breath of fresh air. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon on some more lessons. If you want to start one of these courses, you can buy them individually, or you can subscribe monthly to access all of them. For subscribers, there will be new content every month, including live streams where we can answer your personal questions and go into more detail about applying this material. So far we've covered Raag Yaman, Raag Bageshri, Jog, Hamsadwani, Kafi and Raag Malkons, and there's much more to come. This body of work is a culmination of the 18 years experience I have as a guitar teacher, combined with the knowledge acquired through studying the sitar directly and then adapting that material using the guitar techniques that suit this style best. To create these courses and gather the most authentic material possible, I work closely with other Indian classical musicians such as Manish Pingle and Gurdeng Riot. I'd like to give a special thanks to my guru Roopa Panesar, who has guided me in the creation of these courses. Much of the material has been adapted directly from my training with her. Also Shakir Khan, my guru, who's been inspiring me immensely and continues to shape how I approach the instrument and this incredible world of Indian classical music.